Hello. 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 Just wiping the lens, just doing last minute maintenance. Good evening, everyone. Mike, Mark, Patty, Phil, Mark, Mike, Kevin, and Einar. Good to see you all. Happy to have you here. And there's a lot of stuff to talk about with some books and some everythings. And I don't know if you saw my newsletter, that somber note. Really, I just want to say, like, how there's a couple of things I left out of the newsletter when I read it back, and like, I didn't stress enough how the impression that Carl left with me. Like, the guy was just such an amazing person, and how rare that is to know what he was dealing with and still be so positive and full of life. And I don't feel like I've grasped the impact that being around him made in the newsletter, and I don't think I'm doing it well now. But just know that I feel like I left a lot on the table with that newsletter that I didn't quite capture his presence, and what a really, I think we can all learn from somebody like that level. I really, I'm puzzling over it, because it's just like, it's wonderful and rare. And it really was a punch to the gut when I heard the news. And I think the best thing we could do is just to all try to be more like him, just to try to be more positive and optimistic and generous and kind. And I think that's just what I wanted to stress. And I don't think I'm doing it well in the spoken word or the written word, but I think hopefully it's getting through somehow. But so cheers to Carl tonight. And I know I'll be thinking of him every time I go see Phil Fracassi, or I gather with all of you. And I just know that the spirit of him lives on here in our community. And he's emblematic of every Monday, really. And it's such a wonderful thing. It's worth cherishing and being grateful for. So anyway, good evening, everyone. Hello, Zach, Ron. Good to see you. Tim, Ray, Claire. Notifications just interrupt. What's up? Stephen Dwayne Allison Jr. Good to see you. Number one, Sean. Evening, Jeff and crew. Carl will be missed. Yes. Christopher, good to see you. Let's just get into it, and let's see what the Magic Duff Bucket would bring in tonight. Well, it's the Temu Rapture. That's what I call it. I call Guinness Temu Rapture. And that's what we got. It's cold. It's tasty. It'll do. It's not it's far better than a Pilsner, unless Rapture does the Pilsner. But it's a stout, and it's in the thing. So cheers to everybody here tonight who wants to talk books. Good to see you, Jason, Alan. I'm drinking a Voodoo Ranger. I've seen those. I don't know if they make a stout. Aren't those like IPAs? Aren't they? I don't know. I feel like I'm in a little club here. It feels like mood lighting going on. It's all right. It's not a professional setup. Sometimes when I go live and I look at my picture, it's always a surprise to me. How does the show look tonight? How does it look? Sometimes the sun lingers a little longer. As these days get longer, I'll have some natural light out there on the deck. And I should do a show from the deck, because we got a nice fire table out there. Got a couch. I could sit out there with a stogie and do the show. A stogie once in a while. A man's got to have his vices. Nothing wrong with it. No, there's really nothing wrong with it, but it could be righter. I'm drinking Diet Dew, Mark. Yeah, it's an IPA. Less pixelated than usual, Jeff. Nice. Yes. I got a little more forehead than usual. I that's just age. Forehead. We had a teacher in 8th grade, Mr. Wiseman, and he had a very big forehead. And a lot of kids would talk under their breath. You just yell forehead real loud. Forehead! Just yell it. He'd be teaching class. He'd turn around, write something. Somebody would go, forehead. I remember I might have been one of those guys. Like I might have been. I do remember I used to turn everything into a Latin phrase. For example, he'd say, I need, if you're going to write this paper and on Monday, you need to turn in your rough draft. And I'd say, roughest draftest. Just yell it. Roughest draftest. That was fun times. Yeah, it was like a spell. I think I was trying to get it written by a wand or something. Fireside book chat. Yes, Phil. Yes, it is like a fireside. Nothing to drink here, but had homemade grape ice cream and angel food cake. I think Jill would rather be at your house, Patty. Homemade grape ice cream, Jill. And angel food cake. I think she's driving to Arkansas right now. I heard a door slam and tire squeal, Patty. So let me know when she gets there. Yeah, clear. We could see the stout foam from the starch. That's funny. I'm drinking water on ice, and now my water is watered down. Barrio Blonde, one of my recent discoveries from my new home state of Arizona. Just about a perfect blonde ale. Oh, man, I used to like going to Phoenix. They have a really cool, swanky, like, barbecue area in Phoenix. And then they have this one place where we would go. It's like this big warehouse, and they had many different restaurants in there. And I had a chicken skin po' boy. Oh, I'll tell you, working up in Flagstaff all day with the academics who are no way connected to the real world in any shape or form. And then driving 2 hours down the mountain into Phoenix and then going to dinner like in some of those cool places. I forgot. Roosevelt Row. I think that's what it was called. Roosevelt Row. A string of restaurants. Very cool areas there. And that chicken skin po' boy left an impression. And I've never tasted a po' boy nearly as delicious as that. And that's the place we went to where we drank wine out of a can. Well, I didn't. People I travel with did. Sorry, I'm doing a wardrobe malfunction here. Just, this is, a build as we go show. Patty says, come on over, Jill. My beverage of choice is a Monster Ultra Fiesta Mango. It's hard to stay awake until 2:30 a.m. when the Jeff Rance show starts. Damn, that is a rough. I was falling asleep 5 minutes before the show. I'm kind of dozing now. Foam in the mustache. I'm typing on iPad tonight. Hate it. Oh, you saw foam in the mustache. Yeah. That's a problem with too much definition, A man of a certain age needs a little bit of Vaseline on the lens. You know what I'm saying? That's not a euphemism for anything. I'm just saying, like, that's an effect. You smudge the lens a little to get a little soft filter going. Men of a certain age need help. Einar, you, sir, are a champ. If this show was literally any other time, we wouldn't even know each other. That is funny. He is. And yes, I appreciate everybody who comes in at any time to watch this show. And I also I apologize to people who see this show. But we're all here for each other. You know what I'm saying? We got books. The books to talk about. I don't know. For those who are not on Facebook, Philip Fracassi is doing Gothic 2 with Clash. That was just an announcement that was made. He's doing that. Now, Stephen Wayne Nelson Jr., cut the feed if I reveal any secrets. I don't think I'm revealing any secrets. I think these are all public announcements made by Philip Fracassi. But Gothic 2 is coming out from Clash. And I think that's amazing. And it's probably going to pair with a reissue of Gothic. So Clash will have both books. They will look of a set. And I can't wait. I only have like 12 editions of Gothic. Cemetery Dance, Earthling, and then the Spanish language one. All the arcs. So I'm just thrilled to get another edition. I have like 2. It's going to be 3 shelves. Yeah, I'm working on my 3rd shelf of Fracassi, and it's like the first shelf. The first shelf is basically Boys in the Valley and Gothic. The whole thing. It's fun. And then I'm working on. I have 10 copies of Time Travel. 10. And that's a little silly because they're not all signed. So I'm like, well, they're not all signed. I have 2 Broken Binding, 2 Fantasia Press, and 2 UK trades that are not signed. 1 US trade that's signed and 1 US trade that's not signed. It's, stoked for Gothic the End. Good evening, Lance. Good to see you. Stoked about the Halloween announcement. Yes, we're going to talk about that right now. KPB is an automatic buy. Who is KPB? Well, we know who KPB is here. Put out, we know. You got to put out a KPB. You down with KPB? You know me. So, The Widows of Winding Gale. This is the new Halloween book from Earthling Pub, and damn, am I like it's Keelan Patrick Burke. Now, I don't know if Keelan Patrick Burke has ever emerged on Earthling before. Has he ever been there before? Has he ever done one? I should look. I should do show prep. Someday maybe. But books. I'm on the Earthling site. Books. There's a lot of currently available, but I don't see any. If there were any currently available Keelan Patrick Burke titles, you bet your ass I would buy it with a quickness. There's no way. Let's see. I don't see any Keelan Patrick Burke titles in the past catalog for our friend Paul Miller. No, I don't see a one. But I'm just scanning really quickly because I'm also doing a show. You know what I mean? You know how that can get awkward? Yeah, I don't see any other Keelan Patrick Burke. So this will be an amazing one. It is. I'm thrilled to announce that our 20th annual Halloween series title is The Widows of Winding Gale, with an introduction by Nathan Ballingrud and artwork by Glenn Chadbourne. Keelan's dedication at the start of the book is the following, which gives you a sense of the tone of the story. For John Carpenter and the folks at KAB Radio, Antonio Bay. That's all I'll say for now. So that's funny. I like that. I like that sort of blind. Because I was thinking about it today. I don't read Dust Jacket copy. I want to, if somebody says, here's a book, and I say, like, what is that about? Like, I look at the author and it's like, what kind of story? Oh, it's a horror story. Okay, what's it about? Vampires. It's a cool take on vampires. Duke, that's it. Shut up. Don't say another word. I don't care. I don't want to know. I want to discover the story. So I don't even read Dust Jacket copy, which should tell you why I'm so horrible at doing book reviews. Because I'm that guy. Like, I don't want to spoil anything. Like, I'm reading Dungeon Crawler Carl, and I don't want to say anything about it. Because there are 3 things. There are a couple of things I think I could say about it right now that put dimension around the book without spoiling anything. But I don't even want to say those things. It's extreme. I think I'm not right in the head. And so when I read this introduction or this blurb, and the less they say, the better. All you have to do is tell me, Keelan Patrick Burke, Earthling Publications. Like, really, what else do I need? This is a pretty affordable book too. It's going to be signed number copies, $55, which makes me think it might be a thin book. It might be like a novella, but Keelan Patrick Burke called it a novel on his Facebook thing. He also said it's an ode to the Rime of the Ancient Mariner. You know what? Maybe I could pull that up since you guys are not on the Facebook. Some of you who are not, I could pull that up. Let me look up our friend Keelan. You know, he's our friend. He made the announcement today, and what did he say? He said, "Oh, this is what he said. As promised, I'm excited to announce my new novel, The Widows of Winding Gale, coming in October. While plot details are being kept under wraps for now, I'm telling you, I'm sorry, that gets me really excited. I like that because that tells me there's a dance. There's some assembly required. There are things that you need to let out in the order in which, like when you go to a gourmet restaurant and you say, give me the Grand Prix, right? They give you the fixed menu, whatever it is. I don't know what they call it, but it's a fixed menu done by the chef. They ask you, do you have any food allergies or preferences that we need to know about? Like, can you not handle spicy foods? And are you allergic to avocado? So whatever. And then they go back and they keep that in mind, but they're the experts. They are curating your experience. They are creating this crescendo, this harmony of flavors, right? That you need to discover as you go along. So I love that there's a lot that they're hiding about this book. I think it's great. But he says, while plot details are being kept under wraps, suffice to say, the book was inspired both by the work of John Carpenter, particularly The Fog, and also The Rime of the Ancient Mariner by Samuel Taylor Coleridge. If you don't know about that, it's a poem, The Rime of the Ancient Mariner, which was performed by Iron Maiden, which is how I came into it. And then I studied it in college. It's basically a really ancient poem about a guy who he F's around and finds out from nature, basically. So that's that. Let me see what you all are saying because I've neglected all the chatter. Plus, I just love nautical, maritime-themed horror. Yes. Hello, Robert. Good to see you. Ooh, I love that art. Yeah, Glenn Chadmore. The Halloween series streak goes on. Big time. The Fog. Yes. Thank you. I was wondering who the artist was. While you're on the Earthling site, did you happen to see the new Modern Classics Malfi is to ship soon? Yes. You know what? We could do that too. I could show you that. But glurp, glurp, glurp. There was an update email shipping soon, Kevin. Yeah. Hi, everyone. It's been a few weeks since I was here. Good to see you, Jay Stones. Maybe he hasn't written the book yet. Oh, my God. No, I think that Mitch knows very well about this book already. Tell me you only eat at fancy Mexican restaurants without saying you only eat at fancy Mexican restaurants. I miss fancy restaurants. After reading Kin and listening to Keelan in the book club, I'm definitely on board for this Earthling book. Mitch is here. Good to hear you, Mitch. Hello. We were talking about the new Earthling title, which you're familiar with. Did you snag a Jump Tribe by chance? No. I got the ARC. What do I say about it? I bought the Tortured Souls book from Sub Press, and I really like it. The Jump Tribe ARC is not anything I would pay for. I mean, is that awful to say? Is that like I was treated to an ARC, and I looked through it, and it's fun, it's interesting, but it's like it's not my Clive Barker choice. It's just not there for me. So I probably wouldn't, getting a signature. Yeah, Clive Barker is a genius. Supporting Barker, supporting small press. Yes. Excuse me. Oh, Timu. Mitch, it's Timu Guinness or Timu Rapture right here. I hope you like those lines I sent you, Mitch. You didn't respond. Is it worth getting? I was about to get it, but felt like FOMOing, so I left it there. I don't think it is. I don't think Jump Tribe is. It's. I mean, I could show it to you. I did show it to you guys when I got it. Oh, how do I reach up there? Oh my gosh, what a mess. Yeah, what a mess. What do you think? It's this. So here it is, Jump Tribe. So basically, he did a series of plushies, or he drew this picture or whatever, and then a plush toy company said, "Hey, I could turn that into money." So they did plushies based on a few of these characters, and Clive Barker wrote stories to go with those plushies, and they're kind of like child stories, So you got Yabu's Tale, and it's not horror. It's like a kid's story. It's like, the three friends, Yabu, Tavath, and Billiam, met on Meezy Street every day, winter or summer. They had been friends all their lives, and nothing could keep them apart. Not even a blizzard or a heat wave. I mean, you getting it? You getting the tone? It's like you got to be a big-time Clive Barker fan and a completist. And then the Tale of Kungu Na. So anyway, I'm not going to belabor it. And then you got Twath's Tale. What a Twath. And then a poem in the back. Billiam's Tale. I don't know. You can see Billiam. I thought there was a poem in here. Maybe I was wrong. Oh, okay. Jumpish poems. So it's like Clive Barker maybe turned the Cenobites into Teletubbies. I'm not like I am all here for everybody exploring their imaginations into every crevasse. It doesn't have to get more perverse or weird. It can get more childish. That's fine. That can be a beautiful thing. And I'm sure maybe if I read it, I'd be like, oh, that was so charming and cool and fun and a refreshing read. But just not my bag. When you open up my bag, it's not in there. What do we got? I'm about to read your lines. Had to do bedtime with the kids. They always get in the way of our DMs. Them damn kids. Well, I hope they got off to. I hope the Sandman brought them some sweet dreams. I don't know what you do for bedtime, but I used to read the sleep book, and then I read it so many times I memorized it. My babies. Oh, I love my babies. And anyway, it took me back to a time. Glad I didn't buy. Yeah, sounded like a kid's book. Yeah. Sold mine. I just didn't get it. Yeah. So that technically could have been an interesting deck of cards, but instead it's a meh book. Okay, I guess. It could have been an interesting deck of cards. He could have made a tarot deck out of it or something. They did these plushies. You can go on eBay. Somebody was selling the box. Apparently it was like San Diego Comic-Con or something that these plushies debuted, and Clive Barker signed some boxes and people were selling the plushie with the attached story. And the idea is you got to buy all the plushies to get all the stories. And that was like in 2003 that happened. And so Sub Press is like, I think you've had enough time to sell your plushies. But if you're interested and you're a big time Clive Barker fan, you have to get it. Sold it to someone who had the plushies. That's really cool. That's cool. See, that's where it belongs. Mitch, you could have read Jeff's lines to the kids. She made freaking beans. What the frick? Well, I don't know. Are you Tony Sopranos? Who has a problem with beans? I don't know, XD. I don't know who you are, but Suntub consensus this month? I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't know what I don't remember what the consensus was. Why write that when he could have written a 2K page count Weave World 2? Oh, that would have been great. Kind of reminds me of the Mr. book. Yeah. Mr. Be Gone, if anyone remembers those. Mr. Be Gone, and he had the Arabat and the Thief of Always. The Thief of Always I thought of as his Eyes of the Dragon. It's very comparable. I have that. I liked it. And it had his illustrations in it, so I thought that was really cool. This is just a little different. I never read the Arabat stuff. I never read Galilee or Cold Heart Canyon. I really should have. As of 1 minute ago, the new PS edition of the Firestarter is still available 3 days after the initial offering. Hard to believe the market's so flat that even King can't sell out 1,000 copies. I was meaning to check, and now I think that it's the artwork. I think there are a lot of people that don't dig the artwork, and it's not signed by King. And I can't stress this enough. The dollar to pound conversion rate is punitive. So, and the shipping. So it's all a factor in that. Does he have enough fans in the UK to clear out 1,000 copies? I would think so. But I just, when it used to be $1.27 for every Great Britain pound, it's now $1.34. And if you don't think that's a lot, then think about when you go to look at gas prices. And if you saw gas was $2.27 versus $2.34, you're like, oh, this is 7 cents cheaper per gallon. I'm going to go there. It adds up. Totally does. And I think that is a factor. So it is shocking, though, because I really wanted it. Because I like Dave McKean's art. That really would have put them to sleep. I don't really care for the art for that book. The Jump Tribe, I like it because it's Clive Barker. And I think as amazing as an author as he is, he's got a good artistic style that I dig. I dig it, So I'm here for it. And maybe, I don't know. I probably wouldn't. I don't know if I would have bought it. Press. I'm not getting any of their emails anymore. I think I've unsubscribed from Subpress or something. Or maybe William has blocked me because I've said some unflattering things. I don't know. Maybe. I hate to think that. You dummy, I was talking about Firestarter. I don't know. These are all happening, they're asynchronous, whatever. I don't know. You know the thing. It's the artwork and the cost, like you said. The dollar is terrible. I know. Yeah, I think there are a lot of people that just don't like the art, and they're not going to jump that extra hurdle for it. And that's a shame. That's a shame. I will admit, though, as much as I like Dave McKean's art, that cover doesn't really work. The cover, I think, was a bad choice. I'd have reworked that if I was the editor. But what are you going to do? It's like during this whole The Stand fiasco, I did learn a little bit about Ned Dameron's situation, and that King didn't really want those covers that Ned did. So it's interesting how you judge covers differently. So I'm under the impression that King approves all the covers and that Dave McKean got the blessing from Stephen King himself. Yeah, I got it in spite of that McKean art. I didn't have a copy of Firestarter, and I've always liked this story. So I figured I need to grab the deluxe edition. Um, so yeah, I think I don't have a copy of Firestarter either. After shipping and conversion to dollar, it was $250. Too spendy for what it is, I admit. Yeah. $250 is not what I would, and I don't think it's going to get that on the secondary, especially if there are still copies languishing. So, and I'm surprised because there was a lot of chatter about how to buy it. Like they're going to batch it out like they did before. And I didn't know if people were, that's been a very frustrating point for PS. They couldn't get that. They're trying to sell to both the UK and the US with that 6-hour time difference, and they chunked it out into 3 chunks. The problem is if you're at the very end of one chunk and they close the window, you miss out, and then you got to wait for hours. That's what happened to me with Cujo. And then I was able to get it finally. But it was very frustrating. I'm like, if you just did it first come, first serve and had one window of time, I would have gotten the book and been moved on with my day. So they're trying to fix an impossible problem. It's impossible to fix it. You cannot fix limited editions. That's not going to happen. So somebody's going to be left out and pissed off and mad at the publisher. I just checked the PS site and it said the book is out of stock. There you go. Everybody's investment just went up a little bit. What's up, Jeff? A little late to the party, but better late than ever. Thank you for being here, hardcover fanatic. Good to see you. Apparently, what the hell? Okay. I don't know what's going on. XD, but maybe we're going to have to put you in a timeout. Can I get a moderator up in here, Ian? Moderator. Clean up on aisle chat. Okay. Yeah, Curious King did have issues with The Martian. I saw a lot of people getting mad, and that is all sold out. And I think there were a lot of scalpers buying it in the pre-sale. So there were a lot of issues with The Martian. Thank you, Ian. Learned that artist Stephen Fabian died last week. I didn't know who that was. Wait, what did Flash say? Oh, thank you. Chiz had a bunch of PS King titles. Why are they asking so much? $450 for Cujo. Because he's got to fund the Ponzi scheme. Somebody recently asked me that if they should go in and get these gift certificates, they're doing the matching thing again. If you buy $100 worth of store credit, they match it. So now you have $200 worth of store credit, and you could use it on any book you want. And they got Pet Sematary coming up and all these other things. They're trying to pump blood into the corpse. You know what I'm saying? They're getting that. They're trying to pump money into the organization to get it up and running again so they can ship out all these books and get the artist edition out of ransom and get that shipped out. Because every time they had 4,000 copies of The Stand. That's 4,000 shipping. So if everybody was media mail, that's $5. That's $20,000 just to ship that book out. Think of that. Just to ship the book they've already sold. Because all that money we paid for shipping over the years paid the electric bill all this time. And it's not there anymore. So now they need money to get in and push the product and keep it going. And they're just all Richard Chismar can sell are promises. And his promises are worth less than the emails they're printed on. They're just worthless at this point. He's just shit all over his legacy. And yeah, it's not gonna work in the long term. Fingers crossed I get my artist edition of The Stand. I'm back to that mode. After he blew up with Todd Kiesling, I'm back to the mode of thinking, damn, nothing's guaranteed. So my counsel to that person was, don't do it. If you give them money, you're not guaranteed a return. It's really shaky. And yeah, I feel bad if there's going to be if this person's could have made out with that store credit and could have got a pet cemetery and all that. And the person said they would be thinking about it and perhaps they do it anyway. And that's up to them, you know. But I just think that it's a losing situation and not worth the strain on your brain, you know, like sitting there on a hook. Part of you will be on a hook, worried about getting what you paid for. It ain't worth it, man. Just hit the secondary. If you pay a little more on the secondary, whatever. You know, I've already seen the price of the stand come down a bit. It's like there are 4,000 copies. Not everybody's keeping it. If you could use those on their eBay sales, they might be worth it. Yeah, but then you're going to get a Cujo for the normal price anyway. Like they're so inflated. I used to do those deals with gift certificates. Wouldn't do them now. No, I used to all the time as well, and they were worth it back in the day. That's like I didn't pay nearly all that much for my copy of The Stand or Night Shift or The Shining. You know, when you think about it, my channel started, the first unboxing I did was The Shining. And that really hurts because it was that's a really cringy video, but man, I was in heaven with that book, and it's why I use the Dragon Lord. I'm like, this is the reason. The Dragon Lord is always that close at hand. You don't want to know the weaponry I have around me. There's always something close at hand. Ooh, that wasn't a threat. That wasn't a threat. Hey, everybody. Good to see you, Mr. Weapon. Jason, good to see you. Just think of how much shipping went up since they charged us for it 10 years ago. Right. Hi, Jeff Chismar really ruffled some feathers, and I've got my popcorn ready. Yeah, he did. And he's been pumping out those emails, man. What a douchebag. And just like, no shame. Full steam ahead. Didn't even miss a beat. And I think he's just banking on it just going to go into the trash heap of history. Nobody's going to talk about it anymore. Like he's always gotten away with it. Chiz chose to be with a demon. Sounds like his problem to me. Told me he never had loyalty to anyone, never did, never will. What? He told you that? Chiz chose to be with a demon? I should have kept my order. I think I paid about $20 for shipping to Norway originally. Now the usual is $70, which means CD would have been out $50 on shipping alone. Oh, that sucks, man. But who knows? He might have said, like, hey, you got to pay the difference in shipping. Otherwise, I heard he did that to somebody, or maybe somebody was just full of shit. But that he was trying to reclaim some of that money. You can't do that. But, you know, when you don't have any morals, you could do a lot. Yes, the lovely weapons. They are the lovely weapons. The Shining and Salem's Lot were great additions from CD. Yeah, I had the Salem's Lot gift edition. I really wish I'd splurged on the artist. And I have the Shining artist edition with a remark. Fantastic. I love that edition. Maybe a little too much page design and maybe too much foil stamping, too glittery. But other than that, just a really great edition, and never to be held again. They'll never get to their own level. Their own high standards are now a thing of the past. You know what I mean? So they can't even get to where they were. Just wanted to hear you read that. That's funny. I didn't do an unboxing, but D7 came. I didn't do the unboxing because I did the book review for the ARC, but D7 showed up and I got the book plate, the book plate, the dude got the book plate, and I thought there might be interior art, but there's no interior art. It's just the keys, D7, and the cover art. But love this edition. Love it. And I don't know if it's still, I'm sure it's still available. No? Is it? Somebody could fact check me on that. If it's still available, if it's not sold out, and you don't have a copy, you got to get one. It's a great Philip Fracassi story. Really great. Go see my review and see what Past Jeff thought about it. And then I'm also reading this, but Kevin, thank you for the audiobook. It is pretty amazing. The audiobook is very cool. I am wondering what I would think of the book if I had been reading it. I think that's going to be a struggle I have with every audiobook. But as far as audiobooks go, it's a cool experience. It is like a radio play. There are multiple voices. I don't think it's just one voice, because then if it is, the guy is hella talented, and he nails Dungeon Crawler Carl, but he's very like it's like Dungeon Crawler Carl has no variety in how he talks, but it's an extreme situation and it's understandable. But you know who he sounds like? He sounds like Elaine from Seinfeld's boyfriend, the face painter. That guy. He's also, what does he voice? He was the voice in how he's done a lot of animated stuff. Anyway, it's not him doing the narration, but the guy sounds just like him. He's awesome. Just one narrator? Just the one. He's doing all the women voices too? Every voice? Jeff Hayes does streams of him reading and editing his voice. Oh, does he work? Oh my God. If he's doing all the voices, even if he's getting help with machinery, it's insane. That's insane. Wow. My respect for him goes way up. It probably goes up a level. New achievement. Holy shit. That's just one guy. Reward. Anyway, if you heard the audiobook, you would know what I'm getting at. Patrick Warburton. Yes. This is a fun read. And again, it's like, I'll say it. It's like video game, reality show, and dystopian America, or Armageddon apocalypse environment, all wrapped in one. It reminds me, the closest thing I've read to something like this is like a Jason Pargin book, but Jason Pargin is much more satirical with social commentary subtext. And so there's a layer to that, where this is just pure fun. Will it develop to something with a deeper subtext? Possibly. But it's just a fun ride. I really dig it. I really like it. And I'm liking the audio experience. I do like that. It's like I can listen for 20 minutes. I play it and I do other things and I hear it. So like I don't have to sit there and dedicate attention to it necessarily, because this is definitely not a book that you need to anyway. So hearing it in the background is cool, and it's a lot of fun. So I do highly recommend it. So thank you guys for turning me on to that. And if there, obviously there are other levels to the dungeon, there are other books, and I will want to know how it turns out. So I bet you I will be following along with our hero Carl and Princess Donut. So very cool. I was going to make a note on something, but maybe not. He was the voice of the Tick. Yes. Oh, Fast is back. Maybe you got to clean up here, Ian. Book 3 has a guest appearance with Critical Drinker. Oh, really? That's fun. Critical Drinker's voice. He's kind of interesting. I love Donut. Gotta have it to listen to now. Would you compare Dungeon Crawler Carl to Ready Player One by Ernest Cline? I didn't read or listen to Ready Player One, so I can't compare. Somebody asked about Buffalo Hunter. Hunter is shipping from Black Crow. I should be getting it any second, any day. So I definitely will share it with you. But yeah, no, I wouldn't compare it. Okay, so what I know about Ready Player One is that really leans into the nostalgia, right? Like, oh, Pac-Man and all this other shit. And it, like, for 80s kids, it was like, oh, it's cool and all that. This doesn't, it has cultural references, but they're in they're kind of bundled in there. It's like an alien civilization took all of our culture, put it in a blender, and pulled out things that are somewhat relevant, and they're kind of funny as they're dropped in to, like, the announcer voice. There's an announcer that talks about achievements and things like that, and that voice will drop something that's a cultural reference sometimes, but it's not the same as it's like a modern day reference. Like, I think at one point he refers to an incel, which is academic label of a very angry single man who's involuntarily celibate. I didn't know I need to unpack that for anybody, but it's not really a major cultural reference, but it is something you'll find in the Reddit message boards all the time. And so, anyway, so they'll have references that are like that, but not, I don't think, on the same level. Anybody who's read both can sound off. There was an interesting exchange between Fracassi and Dinneman on the nature of writing these quick hit books. Really? Where was that, Kevin? I didn't see that. There are 7 so far. Going to read them all? I will. I mean, it all depends, of course, after this first one. And then if I read a subsequent one. I mean, he's got to go through 18 levels of a dungeon. So I'm invested so far. What's up, Scully? Scully kicks ass. Great to catch me live. Well, I have to catch you live more often. It's such a meditative state putting on Scully. Yeah, you guys got to check him out. So I'm thinking, I'm reading, I'm trying to MC, and I'm gumming up the works with Timu Rapture. But anybody remember Another Fine Myth by Robert Aspirin? No, I don't remember that. Another. No, I've never even heard of that. Being a cat dad, Donut is the best. I'm kind of a cat dad. I'm more like a cat stepdad. My cat doesn't really like me, but I think that's normal for cats. I think if Milo could gain speech, I wouldn't want to hear what he had to say. Incel is a very mainstream term, Grandpa. I'm only slightly older than you, Stephen Dwayne Ellison Jr. But I just don't hear it in mainstream conversation. I don't turn on the news and hear it. But whatever. Yeah, it is all over the social medias and what have you. I don't know. Yeah, so holy shit, Jeff, you have to read Ready Player One. It's great. I've heard kind of mixed things about it. A lot of people hate it because they say it's good for incels. Ready Player One, right? Isn't that a critique? That it's like, weren't they trying to cancel the book? I don't remember. There's a controversy about everything. Hear about Stephen King getting canceled with his racist joke on Threads, and then he doubles down on it. It's so funny how when people who get their kicks off of trying to cancel other people, when they try to get when the mob comes for them, they just say, "If you don't understand what I said, you're an asshole." Oh, how well did that work out for all the other people that your mob came for, you stupid asshole? Oh, does that hypocrisy piss me off? The thing is, I don't know if you saw it. It's on Threads. Stephen King wrote a joke aimed at his only target, Donald Trump. And the joke was, this is the joke. I'm just quoting him. You know what? I'll show it because I actually did have it queued up. I didn't know if I'd get to it, if I'd wanted to. But here's what he wrote. Oh, it's just so annoying. Why did Donald J. Trump cross the road? To see Haitians eating pets on the other side. What? So then he gets mad and he writes up here, the joke was about Trump. If you don't get that, you should see a doctor and get your sense of humor checked. Okay. I understand that it's a joke aimed at Trump. But it's not even clever or witty or funny. It's really stupid. It's like, yeah, I think if you write a bunch of tweets and you post on Threads a lot, what you're going to end up with are some garbage things that are just stupid. Some thought you might have had that seemed funny in the moment, and then you put it down, like, like literally everything I've ever done. And then you look at it later and you're like, wow, what the hell was I thinking? It's just stupid. To defend it is even stupider. Like, he could have just taken it down, said, yeah, I see how that didn't work the way I thought it was. It was a joke. It was intended to be political satire. I was trying to point out something that, whatever. And then move on with your life. But then to just insult the very people. These are your rabid fans, because the people who like Stephen King's fiction are one group. The people who like Stephen King's Twitter and thread rants are an entirely different group. There's some overlap, but this is just idiotic. I mean, it's not, I don't care what side of the political spectrum you sit. This is just dumb. It's like, what? I mean, if he said, why did Donald Trump cross the road? I mean, I can't even think of how to end that. It's not even like the Haitians thing is timely. It's not even in the news anymore. You'd have to have been familiar with the vice presidential debates, right? At that time between Walz and Vance. I mean, that's what I think. So I think it's poorly timed, unimaginative, and not something that he should be defending at all. And the point is, yes, these crowds that do the cancel culture, it's exhausting, and nobody could do anything, even if it's just an honest mistake anymore, without getting the mob riled up. But I think that's sort of dying down. I think people are being more reasonable about who is seriously offensive and then who is just giving you an excuse to be offended. There's a big difference. Ready Player 2 was awful. 2 days ago, when did Fracassi and Dinniman, where did that happen? Apparently old enough to not be hip. Sorry, man. I still think you're sort of cool. Thank you. Ready Player 1 was pretty good, but Player 2 was awful. What does Haitians have to do with anything? I sure don't get it. Right. It was stupid. Plus, everyone knows He only crosses the street to I'm not going to say. Agreed, Patty. Ready Player 2 was unreadable. A quick DNF for me, and I enjoyed Ready Player 1, so I was looking forward to it. It just proves that King shouldn't post online anymore. No. Ready Player 2 was so bad that it made me dislike Ready Player 1, which I really loved. Seems like Ernest Cline just way too hard with the back-to-back Easter eggs. Oh. Jeff, do you seriously think apologizing to the people that hate him was going to do anything? And can we get off the subject now? It wasn't going to do anything, probably. No. But I just think, like, if it was a brilliant joke, he should have said, no, it's a funny joke, and kiss my ass for not liking it. Fine, I'd agree. But when I look at that thing, I'm just like, this is so stupid. It's, again, like, I remember when he wrote The Dark Tower, he has a chicken joke. Why did the chicken cross the road joke? It's part of Blaine the Mono's riddle, right? And it is pretty nonsensical. So maybe that's what he's hearkening back to. I don't know. Link to Fracasse's post. Just an exchange in the comments. Oh, okay. I didn't know Dinneman was active on social media. I didn't realize he was in Fracasse's groups and in our sphere. Yeah, so it's a shame to think of somebody crapping on their previous good book, like Ready Player 2 did. But that also happened with The Passage. I think it didn't crap on it the same way, but it was just a big mess. Klein's Armada sucked too. Feels like Ready Player 1 was a one-off success with everything else coming after, just pounding that point home. Damn. That's a shame. You know who's another one-hit wonder with books was Caleb Carr. He came out with The Alienist, and that was brilliant. And then he came out with Angel of Death, which was okay. It was the sequel to The Alienist. But it was, diminishing return. Not awful. And then he came out with Killing Time, and he tried to, like, I'm not going to be in the past anymore. I'm going in the future or something like that. And it just bombed. So, anyway, I didn't show you this. Speaking of books, I talked about it, but it made it. Every House is Haunted. I talked about it last week, right? I didn't show it to you. Did I show it to you? I showed it to you on the screen, but I didn't have it in my hand. I did an unboxing for it that I didn't post yet. But this showed up. This is from Twisted Retreat. Every House is Haunted. Ian Rogers. I got to say, the cover is... This is literally the thickest cover stock anyone else I've ever seen from any other publisher. This is like, you could use it as a shovel in the garden, and you could probably get a lot of piles of dirt before it rips. This thing is so sturdy. Got to go hit the pillow, Jeff. Guess the day is catching up to me. My head is killing me. See you next week, guys. Have a good one. Have a great one. Have several great ones until we see you again. Get some sleep. Thank you for being here. I'll leave you with this note. Every House is Haunted. This is a reversible DJ, and this is a nice dust jacket. And then the boards. These are the boards. Look at that. Very cool. Every House is Haunted. Every single one, Ian. Every single one. I doubt it. Cool end papers. And sprayed edges. Look at that. These are all the houses that are haunted. Every single goddamn one of them. Also looks like teeth. Either an overbite or an underbite. However you hold the book. And then... wow. Yeah. So if you put, anyway, and then, yes, It is signed. It doesn't say how many, the limitation, but then it's signed by Ian Rogers. And of course, this is, as you all know, as it's been pointed out before, a Cemetery Dance rebind from 2022. Yeah. Isn't that crazy? I didn't even know this book came out initially at Cemetery Dance, but here it is. And it was only like $30. What a hell of a book. I mean, this is totally, I'm going to post the video. You can see that later. But a great edition, just amazing. I will love to see what else Twisted Retreat rebinds. That is very cool. Very, really wonderful work. Anyone happen to have a direct mail to someone? Mark Kathmandu. I keep receiving a rejection email while trying to email. Who, Kathmandu? Really? I got 2 books from them last week, Jeff. Both dust jackets are that thick. Thick. They do very nice work. That's a steal for $30. I know. So I'm happy to give them attention and show people what they're all about, and then you can go get it yourself over there at Twisted Retreat. If it's still available. Is it? I don't know if it is. I don't know. I can look, I suppose. Twisted Retreat. The only thing I don't like about them is that their website has music. And the music is like, I don't want the music. Can I not get the music? So Every House is Haunted. Still available, people. I could show it to you. It is still available, and there's proof. There's proof. You can add it. You could buy it, add it. Wait. Does it say add to cart? See, you can't get really crazy with. You can't get crazy with. You want to be spooky and make your pop color, your accent color, your hover state color red. It's not going to show up on the black. I mean, because I'm thinking it says sold out. Okay, I added it to my cart. So view my cart. Now I got to get rid of it. The cart is empty. All right. So you can go get it. It's $29. And there's no conversion rate because they're from the US. There is a conversion rate if you're from the UK, but your dollar gets you more. Your pound. Is that a broken binding devils I spy? Well, I know there will be at least 2 Sabbath residents at Dinneman's event in Dallas this weekend, Kevin. Damn! Seeing Abercrombie this weekend and Dinneman too. Damn! Yes, I got it. I didn't do a video for it yet. Abercrombie the Devils. This is the Broken Binding edition, which is now sold out. And I got to say, this is stellar. Look at this stenciled edge. They're all burning in hell. Oh, they're burning down there too. What are they doing on top? Well, they're smoldering. That's for sure. You could see a ribbon page marker. And then the magic only deepens. The magic only deepens. And like I said, this is sold out. I don't know how many copies there were, but I don't know if any of you seen the Naked Book. It's been around. It's been around the webs. So there it is. An ancient tome and end papers. Simple signature. Joe Abercrombie is apparently Jill. So that's what it looks like, Jill. And other end paper here. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. I mean, this is a lovely, lovely edition. And I'm going to read this one probably, but I'm also getting the Waterstones special signed edition. We got this guy here. There's one piece of art in here. I don't know what it means, but he might be the new Pope. There he is. He might be the new Pope. Maybe that's the new Pope. Maybe there's other art in here because it looks like there's like section. Yeah. Here's who's that? That's Billy Bob Thornton, Saint Billy Bob Thornton, right there. So, very happy to get it. Smells delicious. I'm not going to eat it, but yeah, I got to do a video on it. I haven't done a video. I did unbox it. I was at the Strawberry Fest, helping my daughter sell her crocheted happiness, and this came in the mail, and so I'm like, screw it. I want to look at it, and I looked at it. I wanted to make sure it showed up in a good condition, so I did. Would this be considered a first edition? I wonder out loud to the group. I don't know. Jeff. I don't see the copyright page. Oh, there it is. There's a copyright page. And I can't even, you know what? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to hack it. So there it is. I guess it is a first edition. So, anyway, that is the Devils. And I know Philip Fracassi was looking for one. He said he was struck with FOMO, and he would like to get a copy of the Devils, the Broken Binding edition. And he put out a call for it. I went to look for it, and I didn't see it. So if anybody could hook him up with a copy, a Broken Binding edition of the Devils, you probably will score Fracassi brownie points and level up as a freak. No guarantee. I'm just saying, like that could happen. I feel like I'm melting. It is amazing. Yes. I got like 4 copies of the Devils in the mail. Didn't realize how many I ordered. My Broken Binding arrived today. It is amazing. Yes. Fort Knox of books. It better be. Has to be. I need to guard it. Jeff, you got to read the blade itself first. I'm hearing mixed reviews on the Devils. Oh, okay. I missed out on the Devils. Patty, I've been warning everybody. Every week I was talking. It's been in my live chats. Every week, I think I've mentioned it once. So, and I was amazed that Broken Binding edition was still available last week when I did it. It just was out because when Philip wrote that post, I need a copy. I have FOMO. That's exactly how Philip sounds. I did his voice perfectly. I looked at, that's when I went to the Broken Binding and I saw it was sold out, but it was available last week. I did talk about it. I promise you. Your daughter does amazing work. My daughter fell in love with the large pink one that was on the pedestal. That was the dragon. So it was Strawberry Fest. And she had done a lot of critters, a lot of characters and things that she finds cute. That's the standard. She doesn't care. She won't take consignment. She just does what she wants. And we're like, it's our first Strawberry Fest, so let's do something special. She said, I'm going to do a dragon. She did this dragon. And we're like, if we do Strawberry Fest every year, she's going to do a dragon for every fest. I mean, this was sort of the idea. I don't know if it'll ever happen, but she loved the dragon so much, we basically priced it out of the market. She put a price tag on it for $150 and other things in the booth. You know, we're like, you had everything from like the next highest price was $45 all the way down to like 5. So there's all kinds of stuff. But that thing was in a league of its own. And she was like, I don't want it to sell. I want to take it home. But if it sells for 150, I guess she could live with it. So we were all laughing about it because every time somebody came in the booth, they're like, oh, these are so cute. They love it. They would go over and they'd touch the price tag for the dragon to see how much it was. And their hand would come back like they'd just been burned. Like, oh, whoa, $150. But it drew a lot of people in there. A lot of people really did like that. So thank you. I appreciate that compliment. I'm a proud dad, of course. I think everything she did was great. I walked by other booths that had other crocheted amigurumi, I think it's called. And I was like, oh, they're not as good. They're not as good. They're fine. They're fine. They have a right to be alive, but they're not as good. But thank you. That was very sweet. I know it's totally my fault. Okay, because I feel like I let you down, Patty. Like I say these things and I don't know who's paying attention and who isn't. I'll quiz you guys. How about this? Every week I'll post a quiz and it'll be like, so is The Devils by Broken Binding still available? Yes or no? And then I'll know. You didn't, but yes. Read the whole First Law trilogy. First book, not much happens until you do a reread, but such a great trilogy. I will. I collect dragons. It was cool. Oh, thank you, Mark. Thank you. I couldn't have been prouder for how she did with the booth set up and all that stuff. It was really a wonderful 2 days. It really was. I just kept putting it off and lost track of time. Too much going on. I'm sorry, Patty. If I bought 2, I could help you out. But I only bought the 1 this time. And I was tempted to get 2. When you see these books and you know they're so cheap by comparison to other ones. But now, since I bought the Devils, that's when the conversion rate just shot way up and shipping got crazy. So it's sort of like the door closed on UK purchases for a while. Hello, I've been watching, just have been running around, but I did see pictures of her stand and everything looked outstanding. Oh, thank you, Russell. Yes, thank you. I wish you could have been there, but I understand you were dealing with a lot. So thank you, Russell. Appreciate that. Yes. So, well, here's the other thing that I know I did a video on, but I didn't get to show it to you guys like this. The Third Rule of Time Travel tray case. Holy shit. This thing is just amazing. And I say that as someone, again, who has a lot of Suntub cases. Wow. And you know what? I also have. So, where did it go? Oh no. I misplaced it. Huh. Oh no, I didn't. It's in there. What I liked about this tray case is you can put like it comes with this. It's a very cool detail of the project of the temporal vault. It's a lot of fun. But also, when you get the Broken Binding edition of Third Rule of Time Travel, you get this little sticker that you cut off on the paper that was on the wrapper, and then you could put it in the tray case as well. So, I mean that's just, look at that. That's just awesome. That's just amazing. So, I think our friend Gerald did an amazing job on this, and I believe this is still available as well because he's building them. I don't know if he still has enough material. I don't know how many more he's going to make, but if you didn't get that and you have the Broken Binding edition of Third Rule of Time Travel, I don't know what to say because you need to get that. Looks like Goldsboro has a special edition. Says it goes on sale $5.23. Really? Of the Devils? Goldsboro. Just Jill must be proud that her daughter inherited her creativity. Yes, that is true. That is absolutely true, because Jill also did all the signage, and it was really a team effort between my daughter and Jill who created that booth. It was a tag team. They one couldn't have done it without the other. And after the whole thing, I cheered them both at the end of the 2 days because they killed it. They absolutely killed it. It was a total creative team, and without both of them, that booth wouldn't have been. It was really a nice place. They created a space that, it's a fest. There's a lot of noise, it's all a lot of fun. But this was like a little piece of serenity in a circus. It was really a great all-around experience. Do you write your name in the books you buy? No, I don't. I did that when I was 12, but I don't do that anymore. I know a lot of people do the stamp and they say this is the book belongs to whoever, but I don't, because I'm going to die someday and then my kids will sell them all. And my name ain't worth shit. So I think it'll just efface the book. And I don't want that. Would not want to do that. Jason, that's good to know. I'll have to go look at Goldsboro. Okay, back to work. Catch you later. Thank you for stopping by, Scully. I cringe when I see those paper stamps for books. The weird thing is I wanted one. I did. And not that long. When I was in my 30s, I thought about it. I'm like, oh, that'd be cool. Then I really did think about it. I'm like, what would be the point? Am I worried somebody's going to steal my books? I guess that could be a concern. But let's pull up Goldsboro. But again, keep in mind that conversion rate. Oh, I see. Exclusive signed first editions. I'm scrolling. All right, I'm just going to have to go to the search function because I thought it would be there. But they have it right up there in the thing, the Devils. Yeah. Wow, it doesn't really turn up a... Okay, so here we go. I'm going to share it. Let me see. Share. Is this the one you're talking about? The Goldsboro copy looks pretty cool. Yeah. Publication date will be May 6th. Oh, that already happened. Available from May 23rd. So the Devils GSFF edition. What? Signed and numbered, limited, sprayed edges, hidden foiling. Oh, it's so hidden. Hardcover. So it's 29 pounds. Limited to 2,000. So there's the cover. That's kind of cool. I think that's neat. I like it. As a reminder of what it looks like. So they just took this guy and they pumped up the jam, made him bigger. Right? Because these are, yeah. I don't like this interface. And then there's these blue stenciled edges. It's not going to be as, it doesn't look as awesome as the Broken Binding edition, but for those who have missed out on the Broken Binding edition, this is a very nice consolation prize, but it's also something you got to get as a completist. And 29 pounds. What would that be? We're gonna look it up. We're going to look it up. Let's look it up. 29 Great Britain pounds. Okay, so that's $38. Ooh, we're back down to $1.32. 29 pounds is, and I don't know what shipping would be, but here's the deal. 29 pounds sterling to $38. Now let's just say shipping is another $15 or whatever. Let's just do 44. It's a $57, $58 purchase. That's not bad. If you're a fan, 50, for a signed special edition, not bad at all. Not bad at all. The boss says he has to go pee on his tree now. So later, okay, take it easy. Take it easy. Stephen Wayne Nelson Jr., thank you for being around. This digitally sprayed edges trend is getting out of hand. Cool when it started. Now it feels like a tired, overused publishing gimmick. Grumpy guy ran over. You're right in some ways, and you're also right in other ways. Basically, it's now here to stay because it's an arms race. It's going to be something that if you don't do it, you're now less than standard. It's going to become the standard, and then everybody's going to say, like, oh, look at these are just regular plain pages. They screwed. Congratulations. You played yourself. That's what I would say to the publishers. Obviously, not you, Ron. Some credit cards also charge conversion fees for purchases. Yeah, I know. So you gotta make sure you know what you're doing. You're like people getting gas. $29.99 is not $29. It's $30. I just was on the fly. I was just on the fly. You're right. It's $30. Yes. It just was entering numbers, not being exact. I know it's $30. I could have just entered the 3 in this. I know this. You're right. For sure. Yes. So, I don't know if you're looking to read a Malfi title, you got to try December Park. Such a great coming of age book. Yet Subpress can't be bothered with illustrations, and they still sell out. Isn't that goofy? I think I'm bounced off of Subpress's email list. I think they kicked me, which is fine. I wasn't buying their product anyway. And, oh boy. And it's possible I unsubscribed, but I don't think I did. I do like seeing what they have in store. Because occasionally it'll be something, but I didn't get anything about Jump Tribe. And that whole sale, called into question when the last time was that I'd seen anything from them. This is, yeah. Yes. I don't know if there are any on the secondary yet. I don't even know the print run of this. It's got to be at least 2,000. And I hope that signature is authentic. It looks a little too neat and tidy and easily forged. The only Subpress books I've been getting are the Malazan books. Yeah. It's sticky. Oh, it's like the swamp up in here. Yeah, I'm just not a fan of the direction they moved, and that's okay. I really did like them. What does digitally sprayed edges even mean? It's the process for which they can draw on there. I bet it's they're not going to be sitting there painting everything, and it's more elaborate than just spraying the edges. So they put the book blocks in some sort of fixed tight thing, and then they print right on the edges somehow, some way. Hopefully that show how they do that, or whatever that show is, it shows manufacturing. Maybe they have an episode on that, because I did see one about bookbinding, mass trades. But Oh, it looks like I got a ding or something. I don't know what that is. So they have clamps that hold it together, and then they print on there. So somebody figured out how to automate that in an easy way, and now everybody's doing it. So it's not like special. Same on the Malazan, and that's been a train wreck. Grim Oaks, Jim Butcher, Dresden's books put subpressed to shame. Wow. I honestly don't like sprayed edges at all. Yeah, I do, but yeah, I hear what you're saying. I honestly, this is a rare critique of Centipede Press, but I've got a lot of sprayed edges, the top edge stain from Centipede Press that drips down, and it really it makes the pages stick together at the top. So I don't know. It's it can be, if it's not done well, it can be really bad. That's all of their King books. Forgot the A. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what I said. Oh, I still haven't paid for Firestarter. I have all of their King books. Oh, I see. But $250 for their editions, I don't know. Yeah. Wow, Mark. Yeah, that's a shame, isn't it? Like, it's like the stand was worth $250. But I don't know. And it really does not sit well with me. I was hoping it would be sold out because I wanted that Firestarter. But yeah, $250. It's just not in the cards. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. Well, I'm gonna finish off my I did. Oof. I'm gonna finish off my Temu Rapture quietly to myself. I'm gonna wrap up the stream and be grateful for everybody who's here now, who's been here. That includes you, Hans, wherever you are now. So many great friends have come and gone through here, and hope a lot come back. I'd like to see more people hang out and chat about books. It's always awesome. And then here's to you, Carl. Keep an eye out for us. So go out there, be good to each other, be good to yourselves, and stay frosty.